Hey everyone, I'm Steph,
And I'm Megan.
and welcome to another episode of Late Night Reads.
This week we are talking contemporary romance and covering In Good Company by Kat Singleton.
Let's start with why we selected In Good Company. We've heard great things about Kat Singleton, but hadn't read any of her books. This read was highly recommended and happened to be our newest book, and we instantaneously fell in love with her writing style, spicy scenes, characters. I have added all of her books to my TBR.
Yeah, literally could not stop reading, could not put this book down. It was such an easy read, so fun, and just so good.
Agreed. And it is our first true billionaire romance that we've covered on the podcast, which is, I think, becoming one of my favorite romance tropes because who wouldn't love someone taking them shopping at Chanel on a whim just for
Right?
funsies?
I mean, can I sign up, please? I would love that. It'd be so
Like, where do I
nice.
go?
Yeah.
I will volunteer as tribute.
Hamptons,
And
apparently. We have to go to the Hamptons.
we have to go to the Hamptons. Living in the Midwest makes that slightly difficult right now. Plus, we love spice, and Kat gives us not just one chapter of spice, but multiple chapters of spice for the same scene across different character POVs. Like one of them is 5 chapters long.
I died. I was like, oh my God, we're still got this is the same sex scene. And I'm just like, yes.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
I feel like it was a lot more realistic that way, you know?
I agree. Well, and I think it was nice because I loved how we'll talk more about this, but how it shifted the POVs too, because you got to see typically if you get a longer sex scene chapter, it's one person's POV. You don't typically get to see them go back and forth, which I thought was really fun to read.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So, here are a few things that you should know about the author, Kat Singleton, besides writing amazing sex scenes. She is a USA Today best-selling author, most known for writing Black Ties and White Lies. Her books feature tons of banter, lots of spice, and some emotional turmoil. She lives in Kansas with her husband, 2 kids, and 2 doodles. Oh, wait, I'm like the same, except I have 3 kids and 2 doodles. I knew we were gonna be besties.
And you don't live in Kansas.
Oh yeah, I don't live in Kansas, but still. Same.
So, same. Before we jump into discussing this book, a couple of key reminders as always. This episode will contain spoilers. We assume if you're listening that you have read the book, you have been warned. And this topic is not super emotionally devastating whatsoever, but it does have a couple of sensitive topics. There is mention of a car accident, death, hospitalization, and medical trauma.
But now let's talk tropes. So first and foremost, we have the billionaire trope. So excited for this. Callahan Hastings is the CEO of his family's company and is the quintessential billionaire. He threatens to buy another person's company out of spite while at a dinner, and that's legit how rich we're talking. He can drop 20 grand on a Chanel bag, no problem. And he's like, you want that one, that one, that one? All yours. And you're like, yes, please. Then next we have X's sibling. So in college, Lucy dated Oliver Hastings, who happens to be Cal's younger brother. But their relationship ended because Ollie was more interested in Lucy's best friend than Lucy, which is a big no-no. So although Ollie is clearly at fault for everything that went down in that relationship, Lucy does have some reservations about doing anything with Cal because he's Ollie's brother. Then we have forced proximity. Both Cal and Lucy are in the Hamptons for the summer, so they're destined to run into each other, of course. Especially since Cal frequents the Pembroke Country Club, where Lucy happens to work at the beginning of the book. Next, we have a workplace romance. Cal ends up hiring Lucy to be his private chef for the summer. Of course he does. And she is spending lots of quality time with him at his house, specifically in the kitchen and bedroom. And then next, we have different worlds. Cal buys whatever he wants without thinking twice about it. And Lucy's parents have to literally call and ask her for money to pay their bills and to even get prescription medication for cash. So they've had very different upbringings and live completely different lives right now. And while Lucy's not jealous of Cal's money, she does feel uncomfortable with him spending so much of it on her.
In terms of drama, there's a lot of stuff that goes down. We first meet Lucy. She's cooking a private dinner for Laurent Hughes, which just sounds like an asshole name.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there.
Really does.
And she describes him as the biggest douche in the Hamptons, which I laughed at because I was like, there's probably a lot of those.
Yeah. I'm like, that's probably a long list. And if you're at the top, ooh, you're real douchey.
Not great. Not great for you, Laurent.
Mm-mm.
Also the name. So I fell in love with her personality like right away and kind of her inner monologues when she talks about like the other pretentious assholes that live in the Hamptons too.
Yeah.
So she's in the Hamptons for the summer. She's working as a server at the Pembroke Country Club while occasionally like moonlighting as a private chef. So kind of very different jobs that she has. And what ends up happening is the host, who is, like we said, major asshole. All of the guests love the food and they want to meet the chef, which is not like uncommon, right? At a lot of nice restaurants or private dinners, you can see that happen. And Lucy's nervous to go out there because, you know, she's not very confident, I think, in her cooking abilities, even though she's fantastic. But she knows, like, hey, buckle up. I need to go out there. This could lead to more like private jobs, etc. So she puts her big girl pants on, goes out there, and Laurent introduces her by the wrong name. I think he calls her Lily.
Yeah, he calls her Lily, and I'm like,
And I'm just like,
that's not right.
do you not know who is in your home that you've hired, that you're paying? Apparently not.
No, of course not. Of course not.
And that's when Cal chimes in and calls her Lucy. And so they're both like shocked to see each other there because Lucy, as Megan mentioned, is Cal's brother Ollie's ex-girlfriend. And this is honestly like one of my favorite parts in the beginning of the book where she pretends like she doesn't know him. Laurent's like, how do you know each other? She's like, we don't. Like, just, no. Which is funny because I think it like intrigues and entertains Cal at the same time. I don't think he's used to people pretending not to know him, given like his wealth and power. And then we see Cal stand up for Lucy because Laurent acts like the asshole that he is, and is like, thank you, you're done. You can leave now. Like,
you're dismissed. You're dismissed.
And Cal makes it like really clear, like, you shouldn't talk to her that way or literally anyone else. And then, as you mentioned, like one of my favorite parts when he basically is like, I could have all the stock in your company by Monday morning if you don't shut the fuck up. And I was like, oh, damn, you are not afraid to put your money literally where your mouth is. I like you a lot.
I like you. Yes. Then after dinner, Cal intentionally runs into Lucy and tries to convince her to be his private chef for the summer, rather than entertain the potential for working for another couple that she met that night. He seems to know exactly what he wants, and he's not afraid to be forthcoming about it. It doesn't hurt that he's used to getting his way with like literally everyone until he meets Lucy. So Lucy is internally screaming about having a full-time chef job for the summer, but she doesn't really love the idea of working for her ex-boyfriend's brother. Because honestly, who would? Like, that's kind of a weird like crossover.
Right?
But Cal's like, yeah, but Cal's like, I'm willing to pay you double whatever that other couple is offering. I'm like, oh, he really wants you, honey. And then he puts his phone number in her phone and tells her goodnight. He's like, just call me. Instead of having like, you have your people call my people, he's like, call me directly. But then let's talk about how Lucy does what every single one of us does on social. She does some online stalking to see what her ex-boyfriend and family have been up to. So what we do, you know, just a little FBI work. It's fine. It's all good.
If they didn't want us to know, they would make their shit private.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Or just not post it, because like you can still find stuff that's private.
You can text people photos.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want it seen, don't put it on the internet.
Yeah, that's a very good life lesson. But honestly, this is also like one of the best parts of social media these days. Like the ability to find out what anyone is up to at any time without them really knowing about it. And Lucy, of course, is just like one of us. She's hashtag just like us, you know. So we learned that Lucy's ex, Ollie, was also a very big douchebag himself. He literally only dated her to get close to her best friend, Sophia, who originally like wouldn't even give him the time of day. So I'm like, okay, basically you cheated on her with her best friend, is what it kind of seems. And you're like, I don't really like the friend either at that point. And like, that's bad, you know?
It's bad. Well, and I would say like, I probably wouldn't like the whole family at that point, right? Because it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like, I would kind of not go near that, which she originally is like, yeah, I don't want to work for you because I don't want to get in that drama. So we do know that everyone pretty much agrees, like, including Ollie towards the end, that he even himself like treated Lucy like shit. And he tries to make amends. And you're like, okay, you learned your lesson. Okay. That's good.
You finally grew up.
Yes, finally.
So fast forward a few days, Lucy has been offered the chef job for the summer by this other couple that she met at that dinner, but she's not accepted it yet. And I'm like, girl, why are we even doing like a cooking test for this other couple? You got offered double whatever they pay. I would just be like, hi, yes, Cal.
Mm-hmm.
Just playing a little bit hard to get because, she has all these reservations. And then you meet her closest coworker and best friend in the Hamptons, Charlotte, who's like, why haven't you accepted this job? What?
Same thing we're all thinking too. We're like, come on.
Same thing. Like, what's going on? And then Cal shows up and specifically asks to be waited on by her. And he is, because it's been like a week, and he's not heard from her. He's not used to being told no. He's definitely not used to being ignored, I think, by anyone in business, let alone probably any woman ever.
Yeah.
And that ability for like to push his buttons seems to excite Lucy in a way that she hasn't felt before, which is kind of fun. And then we meet his best friend, Jude. And I'm really hoping we're going to get a book about him at some point.
Oh my God, it'd be so good.
I need a book about him and Charlotte. Because he likes to watch Cal squirm.
He reminds me of Riddick.
He does a lot.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, he just says things, especially like some of the comments like Jude remind me of Riddick when he's like, like about like the broken arm or like, don't pretend like we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Like, did you break that table?
Yeah. He's like, did you guys have sex? Did you have sex? And you're like, oh my God, shut up.
Shut up. But he's like watching Cal squirm and, Lucy's like, he introduces her as like, this is my future private chef. And Lucy's like, I'm not. And then Judd's like, don't you have a private chef? Like, what happened to Randall?
This poor guy.
This poor Randall guy. And I'm like, what? And we don't learn at that point, like, what Cal has done to Randall.
Yeah. Is Randall a missing person now? Like, is there a body somewhere?
I was like, did poor Randall get fired because Cal likes Lucy? No, Cal's a good guy, we learn later. But it's interesting because he ends up paying Randall to have the entire summer off so he can hire Lucy. So literally money is no object to him. So when Charlotte finds out about like Cal wanting to hire Lucy, she's like stating the obvious. Why haven't you said yes? Like, it's a complete no-brainer, pretty much for like literally anyone who knows his name. Not only is he super well known, but like this is like a once in a lifetime job offer. Like, you would have so many like opportunities in the future. She mentions like you could work for royalty, and Lucy's like, I mean, I don't think I want to, but okay. But like, also reminder, I am here for the summer and then I have to go back to Virginia to help with the family business. So like, I don't necessarily care about all of that. But thankfully we get Charlotte like kind of gets Lucy to agree, like, I don't know, maybe we should accept the offer. And she goes to try and find Cal immediately to tell him, but without looking too interested.
Yeah. Don't want to look desperate. Just be like, oh, I guess. Okay.
Like, if I have to.
Sure. Yeah. So meanwhile, Cal says goodbye to Jude and this guy Beckham Sinclair and Riker, who happens to need a babysitter due to some of the recent reckless behaviors that haven't been good for their family business. So I also wonder if there's going to be a book on Riker and Camille. So Camille comes in. Oh, really? That's the one? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm excited because there's something going on with these two for sure.
There is.
So we see them pop up a lot throughout the book, and they happen again. They're in the next book, and I'm like, oh, so excited. So anyway, that's a little like teaser for them. So, but basically, Camille has to like be his babysitter because he's a PR mess, and her father owns the PR company. So she's
I'm
like
dying to know what he did. Like, what did you have to do in order to get a like full-time babysitter?
Yeah, I gotta know.
I gotta know, and it's gotta be bad.
Oh yeah. Oof. So then, as Cal is leaving, Lucy catches up with him and asks, is the job still available? Which is pretty cute considering like it's literally just been like a few hours since we last saw each other. And it's her way, pretending that she's just been comparing the opportunities and just not letting Cal get his way right away. And they quickly discuss details about the pay, work, days off. And Cal's very insistent on Lucy not working at the country club on her days off. She's like, well, I'll see if I can pick up a couple shifts here. He's like, no, like you need those days off to rest. And she's like, okay. She's like, fine, I'll accept your offer. I'm like, about damn time.
Right.
And then they just like literally go for a walk together and just start talking about the job. And it's clear like both of them are enjoying each other's company. And there's a lot of playful banter between the two of them. I'm just like, you guys are made for each other. This is great. So on the morning of Lucy's first day of work, we learn that she lives over a souvenir shop that's run by this guy, Mr. Fred, who honestly imagine is like the cutest little old man who just like sells magnets and t-shirts to all the tourists coming around. And it's so sweet how she like cooks for him, makes sure he's eating his meals while he's working. He's just like a cute little grandpa, you know?
I
And
know,
then
I
she
love
also,
him.
yeah, and then she also tries to play matchmaker with him between Mr. Fred and Dolores, who is this older woman at the farming stand. So big fans of like older people finding love again. It's like, it's your second chance. It's so cute. So then Lucy's plan is to start every morning at the farm stand with Dolores to buy the latest produce for the day and then evolve her menu around it. So she gets inspired by everything she sees, which is really cool. I'm like, I can't do that. I am not the chef in our family like my husband is. And I'm like, I don't know. He just looks in the cupboard and he's like, oh, we got this and this and this. I'm going to make that today. And I'm like, mac and cheese? Uh,
I'm a little bit more like him, except I need a plan. Like I plan out like the whole month's menu. Like it's on a calendar and everything. Because if I have to decide every night what we're making, it's like
It's overwhelming.
it's overwhelming, right? Because then like my kids are all like this, 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 and I'm just like, no,
Yeah. Yeah.
we have a plan.
Sometimes we have like a weekly list. We're like, okay, like Tuesday is meatloaf, Wednesday is pizza, and it's like whatever. Anyway, but that's not how Lucy works either. She's like, I'm going to just be inspired by what I find. And you're like, okay. And then we learn from Dolores that she's also surprised to hear that Cal has a new chef. It's like, what happened to Randall? And it honestly makes Lucy very curious. She's like, what? Where is this guy? Is he alive? Is he okay? Like, I don't know. So
Like,
she's
what did
like,
he do to Cal? Like that was the other
right?
thing I think she questioned is like, what did you do to get fired?
Yeah, yeah. But we find out a little bit more about this later in the book. He's fine. And it would have honestly been hilarious to see how Cal squirmed his way out of telling her the truth like this early on. But I don't know. He might have been honest about it though at the same time.
I think he would have been honest, but I think it would have been like awkward, like super awkward. Like I think he would have danced around it. Well, he's on a sabbatical.
Yeah, yeah. He's on sabbatical.
Yeah, he
He's
needed some time off with his family. Like I think
yeah,
he would have left out the part of like he was gonna work for me until like a week ago when I saw you, offered you this job, and then I paid him to go away.
yeah, basically. But when you have that kind of money, you can do that.
So Lucy arrives at Cal's house, and so she's in the Hamptons. She has to know these homes are going to be gorgeous and large, and she's still shocked by like the size of his home. And then like she's sitting in her car, and he like knocks on the window, which then like scares the crap out of her. And it doesn't help that like he's just come back from a run. He's like all nice and sweaty, which
Mhm.
we like.
Yeah.
So he like helps her carry her bags inside. He gives her a tour of the place. And I'm like, doesn't this billionaire CEO have something better to do with his job, like his day or his time? Like,
You don't like see him working a whole lot, honestly.
no, you don't. Well, and it's interesting because they make a comment like multiple times that like all of his work is done at the country club. And I'm like, do you just like summer in the Hamptons and just golf all day and that's how things get done?
I mean,
Who does your
yeah, I think
emails? When
that's
do you do emails?
who's his executive assistant, you know? Like
Maybe
he's
she
gotta have
does
an
his
EA.
emails.
Oh yeah.
I feel like as a prior CEO, like all of my job was email and meetings. Like that's what I did. Emails and meetings, emails and meetings.
Emails and meetings all day long. Yes.
So I'm like,
of course.
I can't imagine this life. So he apparently does not have these problems of emails and meetings and wants to spend time with Lucy. And she is at this point like completely oblivious to any of this. Like, I think he's dropping like so many little like croutons. And she's just like,
I see what you did there, croutons. Very nice. Nice
right,
touch.
just a little bit. And she's just like, why are there croutons on the floor? So
Let me sweep those up really quick.
let's sweep those up. I don't remember making these.
Yeah.
So it's lunchtime. She prepares their first meal, like as the chef, and she's shocked because he wants her to eat with him and Jude, which is like not the expectation that she had, or I would think anyone would have.
I love when Jude also just like shows up. He's like, hey, I'm here, feed me.
Right.
Like she never knows who's gonna come. She's just like, okay, I guess I have to prepare like 3 meals for like lunch and like occasionally like 6 for dinner, but I don't know who's coming.
Well, it'll always be Jude apparently, because even
Always
though
Jude.
he's just as wealthy as Cal, doesn't like to hire his own chef. I feel like there's always a friend like that in your friend group, especially like when you're younger, that could definitely do things on their own or could definitely pay things on their own, but they're like, "Can I share your Netflix?"
Yeah, yeah. You're like, okay.
Okay, sure. In fact, Cal wants her to always prepare a meal for herself. Like she should always expect to eat when they eat. And I was like, okay, like just on the side or no, like with them. And I was like, oh. And it's interesting because there were a couple times like earlier in the book prior to the scene where like she mentions like he might be cold-hearted, like he's very like devoid of emotion. And then this is where you start to see like that change in his personality or him be more forthcoming about things. And then like this is why I want a book about Judd so bad. He is like the perfect flirt. He is the guy that flirts with legitimately everyone. And so he starts flirting with Lucy, like 100% intentionally to get a rise out of Cal, which I love. Because it's obvious to him that Cal is interested in more than just like Lucy's cooking. So a few days later, Cal stumbles upon, I mean, it is his house. So I don't know if stumble upon is probably the right word, but like sees Lucy trying to record herself while she's cooking. And I think if you've ever recorded videos of yourself doing legitimately anything, you've probably I so related to this because I was like, yeah. Oh my God. Like you start, you're nervous, you stop, you're like, this is shit. We start again. You put the phone down, you're like, I give up. I'm gonna take photos. Then you try again.
Yeah.
So
I feel that.
Exactly, right? You feel that. Like that's exactly what was going on with her. She was super nervous. But a few days ago, when Judd was over at lunch, she explained to him how to do an entire recipe and didn't have any problems like walking him through that. He did not care at all. He was just flirting.
And he's just like, tell me more about these croutons. Tell me more.
Correct.
Yeah.
And she did a great job. So Cal, could have done, I would say, like what a lot of people would have done, which is pretended like they didn't see any of it. He did not do that. He decides to be like, why did you stop recording yourself? Like, when they have dinner later, because he insisted that they eat dinner together, just the two of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a second, are we on a date? Are we on a date in his kitchen? Because like now,
it certainly feels that way.
It does feel that way because now we are talking about like her life, why she's not like recording videos of her cooking. They're talking about his brother and how he didn't deserve Lucy, and I'm like, and we are alone in the kitchen having a meal.
Yes. And then, and then some wine comes along too. So it's definitely a date at that point.
It feels like a date.
It's gotta be. Because, Lucy then gets a little bit of that liquid courage from the wine. And she shares with Cal that she wants more people to have access to her recipes, but she's got stage fright. And so she's like, when I try to film myself, I just can't do it. She's like, I've tried photos of cooking, but I know like video is like far more effective, especially on like social media and stuff. And it's one of the first little moments when Cal and Lucy actually get close to each other. And Lucy realizes just how much Cal makes her heart race. And she doesn't think like that should be happening because she's like, oh my God, he's my boss and he's my ex-boyfriend's brother. Like, what am I doing? Like, this is insane.
That sounds horrible when you say it that way.
Right. Yeah. It's like, ooh, yeah, ooh. That context is not great. However, we also see Cal reiterate to Lucy about how talented she is as a chef. And he's like, I really believe in you. You should be posting these videos and like, don't give a fuck about what anybody else thinks. Like, but Lucy does care. She cares a lot what everybody thinks. She's like a people pleaser, and she was raised to be a good girl, like so many of us. And we all know how that turns out. Then you end up having a podcast about smut books. Hey.
Ladies, if you're listening, if you are not in your mid to late 30s, early 40s, or just 40s in general, you're going to get to a point where you are just going to stop giving a fuck about what everyone thinks, except for like a very small people who know the real you. It's really wonderful to get there. Please get there sooner than the rest of us have.
Get that bikini on and don't give a shit about what you look like. Just go have fun. Play with your kids. Play with your friends. Like, whatever. Eat that dessert. Who cares? You earned it. Anyway, so basically that's how Lucy is. She wants to please everybody, focus on everyone else rather than like what she really wants for herself. And we get a moment where Cal mentions just how effortless it was for Lucy originally to like describe a recipe to Jude while he was, of course, flirting with her. And she notices then that like his eyes darken at the mention of Jude flirting. He like, are you jealous? Maybe. And you know we love a jealous, possessive man in the books, which he definitely does give a lot of like bossy vibes, like telling her what to do. And I'm like, oh my. Please tell me what to do. Yes. And then Lucy has a weekend off, and Cal is a complete stalker and stalks her Instagram page, wondering why she hasn't posted any of those videos that they talked about. And he then is like just complaining about how empty the house is without her in it. And this is like a clear sign that he's into her. Like, there's going to be much more than a summer fling eventually. Like, you like her in the house. You feel at home with her. Like, she's wifey material.
Right.
But then we also get a fun scene where Lucy makes bananas Foster. And basically that's like Jude's favorite thing ever. And he like requested it. And it irritates the shit out of Cal. He's like, did you really just make these waffles for Jude? Like, he doesn't even live here. Why is he even here? And then it's made worse when Lucy gets a little bit of like the whipped cream on her fingers and just like sucks it off. And I'm sure Cal was just like, oh my God. So many inappropriate thoughts going through his head right then. And he's like, I need to go take a cold shower right now. And it's just like, oh yeah, you're affected by her, buddy. You're going down.
In reality, what else are you supposed to do when you get whipped cream on your fingers? Like wipe it off? I'm not gonna wipe it off. It's whipped cream.
It's whipped cream. It's yummy. Of course I'm gonna put it in my mouth.
Exactly. Also, it was like homemade whipped cream. Like there was effort that was put into that. Like
that's good stuff.
It is not going on a paper towel or on a nap. Like no, it's going in my mouth. And if that is
quote that Stephanie says, it's going in my mouth.
That should be on a shirt.
I love this.
It happens.
We should be sponsored by whipped cream. There you go.
Life is better with whipped cream.
It really is. Unless you're lactose intolerant, then it's not.
They do have dairy-free whipped cream.
They do? Oh, well, perfect.
See? It's available for everyone.
Everyone can enjoy some whipped cream in their mouth and off their fingers.
All right.
Yay.
Now I really want whipped cream. Okay.
I know, me too.
So a few weeks later, Charlotte and Lucy are at the country club as the guests of Jude and Cal, and they're going to do this golf charity event, which happens to be a couples event that Jude like just forgot to mention to them, which made me like chuckle. I'm like, sure you did.
You know what's funny? It's like, why didn't Cal and Jude just be a little couple?
Right? They could have.
But
that wouldn't work well for the storyline.
No. We need Charlotte and
we do.
Lucy.
We really do. So there is some like interesting sparks between Jude and Charlotte when they meet and endlessly flirt with each other throughout this entire book. Like, which once again, Kat Singleton, I am hoping, I think you just mentioned the other day on social that you're in the midst of writing book 3 of the series. I'm really hoping it's them. Please let it be them. That would make me so happy. If it's not them, I'm still going to read it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But also would love it. Especially because she says like numerous times, like Jude is a flirt. I don't date members. But I could use a friend. And I'm like, famous last words.
Benefit. Yeah. Okay.
Right? Oh, that would be fun to start off that way and move into something more. Ooh. Okay. In the meantime, Cal makes it very clear that like Lucy is going to be his partner, right? And tells her, and it's really sweet, like that his day could never be ruined if he's spending it with her. And I'm like, oh, like look at the billionaire who's got like the little mushy heart. I like this. So during the golf event, you see some scenes where Cal teaches Lucy how to golf, which requires like him to wrap his arms around her like solely for educational purposes. There's zero other purposes why we're touching. Educationally.
Yeah.
And then I've tried to play golf, so he must be some like savant at teaching because like he gives her a quick lesson. She's decently hitting the ball like in the right direction. And that is never, I am the person at putt-putt where they're like, there's a line behind you and they're like, can you just be done? And I'm
They're like, ma'am, just pick up your ball and move along.
right. Which is why I hate putt-putt. My children love it, and I'm like, I'm so bad at it. Anyways.
I always find when I play golf or putt-putt, my boobs get in the way.
I don't have that problem. I wish I could... See, but that's a good excuse. Like, I'm sorry. My massive rack prevents me from being good at golf. Mine is I'm just bad.
I'm also bad, so that works too.
So...
I'll be in the cart. I'll be in the cart with the beer and be like, "You're doing great.
Great. Good job.
Good job, sweetie. You're doing amazing.
Love this." Like in your Kris Jenner voice.
Yes. And I'll have a cute little like tennis skirt too. Or golf skirt.
See, I can go for the attire. I love the attire.
The attire is so cute.
The attire is very cute. I can go for the drinks. I can go for like lounging by the pool. If you need any of those things, I'm your girl. If you need me to play golf, I'm sorry, that is not going to go well for anyone that's involved that entire day or behind us on the course. It's just going to be, it's not going to be good. It will be entertaining. Yeah. It will not be enjoyable for if you like golf.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we get these moments where like they're really close, and you think like Cal's going to kiss her, and he doesn't. And I was like, for the love, kiss her already. Like nothing happens.
In Little Mermaid, you're like, kiss the girl, kiss the girl, kiss the girl,
kiss the girl.
Come on.
Well, and I think there were like at this point, there was a point where I was talking to you about this book, and I was like, I'm like halfway through, and I was like, I think it's probably going to be like a 3-pepper book. There's like not a lot. There's like, I think it's my gut, and then then spice starts to happen. I was like, oh damn, no, it's not. We'll talk more about that, but like, I was like, God, like weird. It felt a little slow burning to me. I'm like, kiss the girl, kiss the girl. But then his resolve does not last long. Because he invites Charlotte and the rest of the group and Lucy and everyone back to his house for a pool party. It seems like super innocent enough, except now Lucy has to wear a pink bikini. I mean, because wear the bikini.
Got it.
And
put on that bikini.
Put on the bikini. And he has his shirt off. And he's attractive, and Lucy is enticed. And there is like so much sexual tension between the two of them. Like everyone notices it. I think but the two of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think they're kind of like, I mean, they find each other attractive, but I don't think like they are realizing like the heat that is coming from like the two of them as they sit next to each other on loungers. And then Lucy does what I would do at a party, which is, even if it's not my house, I'm going to see plates around and I'm going to start picking them up because like that's the mama bear in me and like the hostess in me. And I'm just going to like, oh, we got to throw these away. And Cal is like very insistent, like, you should not be working on your day off. I need to talk to my husband about that. When do I get to have like a day off where I don't have to do that?
You need that. Mm-hmm.
I need that. Anyways, so he's like, you're at my house, like you're my friend, not my employee. And I was like, I'm getting some Zayden vibes because that feels like Onyx Storm, where like he's very clear with like Howden, like I'm here as the Duke, not the professor, correct? Like the Duke, not the professor. And I was like, oh, that's what it felt like when he was like, I mean, you're here as my friend, not my employee, my friend. And I was like,
friend with benefits.
Well, friends, I mean,
hopefully.
I mean,
but basically, he then is like, going to use that alone time in the pool house to ask Lucy about why she hasn't posted a video yet. And I'm like, okay, stalker vibes, like, dude. And then he's like, well, I could, you could teach me. And like, maybe we can make a film that way. It's like, like the way you were talking to Jude, like, how about you teach me how to cook? We film it and you'll be more comfortable that way. And she's like, no, like, I don't know about this. Like, she's very much like resisting. And he's like, no, we're going to do it. And then it quickly turns into them talking about how they shouldn't kiss. I'm like, kiss, kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
But, and again, remember, he's like shirtless and she's wearing a tiny little pink bikini that has very convenient strings that can just be slightly pulled off. And Cal starts running his fingertips along her body. And it does not take long until they are full on making out in the pool house with the potential to lead to more. And then Margot walks in on them, effectively literally like dumping cold water on them and us. I was like, no!
I was like, damn it, Margot!
Margot, get the fuck out of here. We're about to finally get some action. And of course, Lucy immediately like jumps down and is like, oh my God, what were we doing? And like wants to go talk to Margot. and insist like, oh, this isn't what it looked like. Like, he's my boss and like nothing would ever happen. And it's really funny to Margot because she's just like, girl, like I've been there, done that. Like I hooked up and dated and now I'm married to my boss, who also happened to be my ex-boyfriend's brother. She's like, so I'm not going to judge you. And I'm like, what are the odds? What are the odds of that actually happening to someone else? And I'm like, okay. And then Margot's basically just like, you know what? Do whatever you want. Like, don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Like, do what makes you happy. Like, you'll regret it if you don't. And then Margot also makes it very clear that Cal is obsessed with her and is definitely going to want to kiss her again. And of course, we're open for that too. And we're like, Margot, yes, please encourage this. And we really want a whole lot more to happen. More than kissing, please.
Please. Please. So next morning, Cal like is nervous. Like he's like, oh, because like Lucy avoided him after the kiss. And he's like, I'm going to work from the kitchen rather than my office. I'm like, are you trying to make this more awkward, dude? Like, you never do this. That's
like your safe space. Come on.
Correct. And he's just like, and they're like, oh, I'm waiting for her to come in. Like, it's just a typical day. It's not. And he, like, I appreciate, like, kudos to him for trying to have a conversation. But, like, also, like, can we give the gal a minute to get her shit together in the mornings? Like, I would not love it if someone, like, if that was my job and like I came into the kitchen and the guy I just made out with was like standing there like, oh, hi, I just happened to be here. Funny seeing you. And
you're like, oh my God, I'm mortified. What do
I do? And then Cal is like, he's very, I would say, open. Not like fully, but he is direct about his feelings. Like, I don't regret what happened. And Lucy's like, yeah, I don't think it should happen again. Like, you're my boss, you're my ex-boyfriend's brother. And I'm like, I mean, those are, when we say it out loud like that, those are valid points. But I'm also like, who fucking cares? He's a billionaire who's obsessed with you and would do anything to make you happy. Why aren't we jumping him right now?
Right. Yes. Jump, jump, jump.
Jump.
Hop, skip, jump. Go over there.
Go over there. He's already in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So his solution to the problem is like, Lucy's going to teach him how to cook. Because, you know, he's going to spend more time with her and, like, get her to get more comfortable with us. And he's like, we'll cook tonight. We'll record it. And I'm like, okay, this will help her post more cooking content. It's going to allow him to spend more time with her. That seems like a win-win for both of them. I mean, obviously, he's not being direct about, like, I just want to spend time with you. He's like, I'm just going to help you out.
Let me help you. But then before their cooking session, Lucy ends up having to take a call from her mom. And we start to learn a little bit more about like what's really going on with her family back in Virginia. So her parents are struggling financially. They own a furniture store and it's just basically been hard for their dad to work. And Lucy's just been helping them out a lot, like sending money for the store rent, as well as sending money like that night to help her mom to pay for her dad's prescriptions, because insurance is a bitch and like doesn't cover anything, which we're all like, oh God, annoying. And so that puts a lot of pressure on her and starts to clue us in into how much of Lucy's life is focused around doing what's best for others, like we said, and like rather than her own needs. So the cooking session with Cal goes really well and causes Lucy to almost forget about being recorded and allows her to shine and like not be in her head so much about it. And then after they're done, Cal grabs some wine to pair it with the meal that they cooked. And a couple of glasses here start to lead to some lower inhibitions. And I was curious here. I'm like, did you press stop on the recording button?
Same. I was like, is this still being recorded? Where was the camera set up? And I know they weren't prepared to like film, so it was probably just our phone, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm. And I was like, did you accidentally like film a porno?
Or at least the audio.
Or at least the audio. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't remember you hitting stop.
Because we do get our first spicy scene of the book, and we have been waiting for it. And it, like, it starts out like Cal's hands are all over her body. And then it ends with like him going down on her. And there are multiple pages describing what happens from both of their perspectives. And so like, this is the first book we've read from Kat Singleton. And all I thought was, thank you. Thank you.
So much.
Everyone else take notes. I love this.
But I really hope that kitchen island gets like bleached and scrubbed down clean. Because like people eat there too.
People do eat there. They do eat there. Thank goodness he does have like there. Yes, he did. And then he eats there later too. He ate there twice that night, I think.
He did.
And he does have a housekeeper that seems to clean the kitchen every night miraculously, so I assume she's taking care of it.
She's probably finding stuff like, what is this stain?
What is going on here? I don't usually have to deep clean the island as much.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So Lucy has been fully satisfied. She tries to return the favor, and Cal's just very much like, let's just wait. I don't want he doesn't want to rush into things or scare her away, which is what happened after they kissed in the pool house. And he makes it very clear that he wants nothing more than to go further with her. So it's interesting because she's ready to kind of return the favor to him, and he's like, no, tonight's all about you, which is really sweet. It really is. And I think it helps because Lucy doesn't see it at the time, but Cal seems to understand how her mind works and wants to make sure she's really comfortable with things between them and not going to regret anything else that could happen.
Yeah, and I'm you can already tell she's endgame.
Yes.
I don't want to scare this lady away and let her be just a one fuck bye,
yes.
He's I want to keep her around.
And I'm perhaps it's a lesson that other men in this world could benefit from learning, just throwing it out there. I got some single friends that share a lot of stories, and I'm just there are some men that could take some notes. So then we have another conversation between Lucy and her mom, and this is where, I think you mentioned earlier about how, there's some emotional problems that happen in Kat Singleton books where we kind of see that, right? So we learned that her twin brothers were killed in a car accident 7 years ago by a drunk driver on their birthday, which just gut-wrenched, right?
So.
And a lot has changed in their family since that tragedy, which I can't expect it not to drastically alter everyone's life. And they don't speak of her brothers very often. And that makes me really sad. I know it's hard when you lose someone not to talk about them, but I also feel it does such a disservice to their memory when you don't talk about how wonderful they were and share stories. So it made me really hurt for them. And then after 2 years ago, Lucy's dad had a serious heart attack. So while he did survive, he was able to return to the family furniture store. He running the store is too much for him. And I would assume at this juncture, he's also older, right? Given her age. So he's probably getting close to retirement anyways. And they do have her brother's best friend, Alec, who works there, that's been helping out too. But the plan has been for Lucy to come home from the Hamptons after the summer and take over the family store. Even though it's definitely not her dream whatsoever. She feels at this point, what we know from her mind is it's a major sense of obligation to go do it.
Legit in my brain, came up with that solution that they have at the end for everything. I was like, why didn't we just do this sooner, people?
Yes.
She doesn't want it. Alec does. He's been there the whole time. He's like a son to you. He knew your sons. And I'm this seems like a very simple solution that should not have taken Cal to figure out, I'm
taking someone outside just outside the family to be
yeah.
Hi. Crazy idea.
Crazy idea here.
Well, I think that's an interesting dynamic with family businesses. I think the thought, right, is they'll pass it down to their generation. I'm that's great if the next generation actually wants to do that. If they don't want to do that, that's okay.
Yeah. Give it to somebody else who does.
Exactly. Or sell it.
Yeah. It's all good. So then Lucy here gets a surprise when Cal is waiting for her at the farm stand the next morning. She's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I just enjoyed last night so much. I just wanted to spend more time with you this morning. We're like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. In fact, he'd like her to take the morning off and spend it with him. He's like, okay, you're done. You're done for the day. Let's go. And he's like, and we'll film another recipe video at dinner. We'll do it later. And I'm like, okay, there is a line between boss and employee, and you are crossing it, you guys. It is just I think the line is just blurred. It's so blurred you can't even see it. That you're what's happening? You don't even know. She's like, oh, okay, but it's kind of cute. She's like, well, do I have to spend it with you? And he's like, I mean, no, but I want you to. So, but it's nice. He gives her the option. He's like, I mean, no, if you want to go do something else, that's fine, but I'll be doing nothing then. I'll be twiddling my fingers till you come back.
I'll be weirdly stalking you on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. But she does agree to go on the little date, and she makes it clear, like, I don't typically do casual dating or hookups or anything like that, but like, and she's like, and I'm leaving at the end of the summer, so I don't want anything to be complicated. This has to be casual, which we all know is never going to work out in the end. And he pretends he's on board with it. He's like, yeah, so totally fine to be casual, you know?
Sure.
And sure, yeah, totally, whatever you say. No. So the next couple of weeks go by, and Lucy and Cal continue to get closer. And he has been slow rolling anything physical between them because, again, he doesn't want to rush it and scare her away because he's like, she's endgame. I don't want to fuck this up. But that changes a little bit after she gets him dirty with her muddy hands and then sprays him down with the hose. And I'm like, what t-shirt contest? Yay! And then we end up getting a very spicy scene where Cal again goes down on Lucy, and then they finally have sex. And we get to read about it for 5 chapters. Thank you so much, Kat Singleton. Oh my God. I love this so much. And we also love the good girl praise that Cal likes to dish out. And I'm like, okay. Yay. Love it. Like, oh, I got goosebumps just now.
So good. It was so worth the wait.
5 chapters was amazing. And then next we get to see Cal treat Lucy like the princess that she is by taking her shopping for like a little outfit for dinner with friends. And honestly, it kind of reminded me of Pretty Woman, where he's like, buy what you want, you know? Except without the whole big mistake, huge. Not that part. Just like, here's my credit card and I'm going to buy whatever I want for you. And then there's, of course, an impromptu trip to Chanel to buy a purse for her. Typical day for a billionaire, no big deal. Normally you need an appointment, but not for him. He can just walk right in and get whatever he wants. And then Lucy is like legit overwhelmed by the cost of a purse because she's like, that's as much as a car. Like, I'm not going to put that over my shoulder and walk down the street in that. She's like,
she's not wrong.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, I don't think I have any purses that expensive either. I mean, I know I don't have any purses that expensive. Like, I buy my shit at Target because everything is going to have crayons on the inside at the end of the day. And I'm like,
because children.
When my kids are older, then I can have nice things, you know? But right now, I
can't. Let me know. Mine are older. Let me know when that happens because we're still not there yet.
Oh, no. You're supposed to give me hope.
No. I feel like I say every single day, do we have to be so rough on everything? Do you have to slam the hose down on when you pull out like on the kitchen faucet? Do we have to slam it down and jam it back up? Like, it wiggles now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not great.
I'd like to lie and say it's better it doesn't.
Well, shit.
I think maybe like
no Chanel purses for me then.
Maybe when they're like in their 20s. Maybe when they're in their mid-20s.
Oh, because then they're going to be stealing my shit. Because it's nice. Right? Anyway. So, yeah. Who knows? TBD. But followed by dinner later with Charlotte and Jude, Charlotte announces to the entire table that it looks like Lucy had sex. Which she obviously, like, they, like, legit were, like, making out in the car. So her lipstick is all askew and her hair is kind of crazy. And Charlotte's just like, you had sex! To the whole restaurant. It's just like, oh my God. And just, but also Charlotte's like,
well done.
Good job. Well done. Happy golf club. And Charlotte privately tells Lucy that Cal is a puddle at her feet based on how he's just like spoiling her and the way he looks at her. I'm like, and the way he goes down on her. I'm like, yes, dream goals.
Hashtag dream life, right?
Yeah.
So it's like another morning. We learn that Mr. Fred, because we're very invested in Mr. Fred, he doesn't show up that often in this book, but like the fact that he asked Dolores out on a date, I was like, yay, I'm so excited. Like, I'm way more excited about this than I should be.
Maybe we get a book on them.
He's sweet. There is very few books on like older couples, like grandparents' age, finding love again. And I think there should be more of that.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, another spicy scene. We get to see Lucy go down on Cal in the kitchen finally.
Woohoo! She had some sausage.
Yes, she did. So then
it makes sense because she's a chef, you know. I'm just talking food stuff.
And we do like kitchen sex. We do like this a lot. We really do. As long as you clean up after. Very important.
Please.
So then there's this big surprise Cal's been planning, and I did not expect this, but it's a real big doozy. So she like walks out of the bathroom into the kitchen. He set up this huge, like all this filming equipment that is very professional in the kitchen. He's flown in a 3 Michelin star chef from Italy. And I was like, I don't even want to know how much that cost.
I mean, the Chanel purse was 20 grand, so this is nothing.
This is nothing, right? And I'm just like, whew. And this guy, because Lucy mentioned like previously in the book that she loved to like go to Italy, learn how to cook from an Italian chef. And so he's there to make her, to cook with her and teach her some authentic Italian dishes. And I'm like, that sounds fantastic. It's also, I think, the most perfect surprise for someone like Lucy. It's something that she mentioned once. It's something very personal to who she is. And I think that's the moment when she starts to realize, oh shit, I'm falling in love with him, which is like exciting, but also like sad because she knows she has to leave at the end of the summer.
So I'm like, you don't have to leave. You don't have to leave.
This is a thing. Yeah. And I'm like, also, you're going to go to Virginia. He's normally based in New York. That's not that far. And he has a private plane.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very confused by why this has to be over in her mind at this point.
Yeah.
So after cooking together, Cal does like share the truth about like Randall. Randall is not dead. Randall did not get fired. He's been on paid vacation. So Cal could hire Lucy.
Where's Randall?
Where's Randall, right? So Cal could hire Lucy for the summer, right? And then this is when Cal admits that like he's crazy about her and does, I think, something that is probably out of his comfort zone, right? Because he's never felt this way about a woman before. Is he's like, could you maybe see yourself with me like after the summer? Which is like, I could just imagine like how nervous he must have felt. And then like clearly that's not an option for her. She's just like, I have to go back to Virginia, take over the family store. I don't really have a choice. But if I didn't have to go back, I would still want to be with you. And I'm like, I appreciated her saying that because I do feel like it is the truth. But I'm also like, that is like, you just stabbed him in the heart. I can't be with you. But if I could, I would. And it's like, just twist the dagger some more.
It's like, also, you can.
You can.
God.
FaceTime.
Right, exactly. So even though Lucy is like starting to open up a little bit like about her family situation, she doesn't share with him the death of her brothers or how her father essentially like literally sat her down and said, I want you to take over the family business, like right before she went to college. And I'm like, that's not fair. Like that's so like emotionally manipulative, even though you didn't like mean to be. But like she also doesn't mention like the guilt that she feels for like not wanting to take over the store. And also like she switched majors in college so that she could take over the store. And I'm like, she literally flipped her life upside down. And I'm like, that's not okay. You need therapy for this, girl. Like, yes. Are you in therapy? I feel like you're not, but you need it.
You need it.
Yeah. So it's just really unfair, honestly, of Lucy's parents to put so much pressure on her, like without even asking, like, is this what you want? Like,
and also, who wants to run a furniture store?
No. Alec does.
Alec does. I guess there are people because there are furniture stores. Otherwise, we wouldn't have furniture stores.
Right, we do need those. We do need
those. I do like furniture. But I'm also like, who grows up to go like, I would like to run a furniture store? Like, I feel like if that was your dream or like her brothers who wanted to do that, like that was something probably at a young age they wanted to take over the family business. Like she has shown zero interest in doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, that's not cool, mommy, daddy. Not cool at all. So then Cal promises to make her change her mind by the end of the summer. And I'm like, yes, please do. Please convince her in the most sexual ways you can. And he does. We get a very steamy, sexy scene followed by Lucy spending the night for the first time. And you're like, aw. He's like, I can't wait to wake up next to you. But that doesn't always work out because unfortunately, when she wakes up next morning, she gets some devastating news and realizes that she missed like numerous calls from her mom. Her dad had been found unresponsive in the store and was taken to the hospital. So Lucy is in a complete panic, starts spiraling, especially since she didn't check her phone all night because she was asleep with Cal. And I'm like, okay, but give yourself a little bit of a break here. Like, give yourself some grace. You're allowed to sleep and you're allowed to be with a man.
Exactly. Well, and I also want to say like to her mom, like I know her mom was stressed and fearful, but like Lucy is in a different state right now. What did you expect Lucy to do in the middle of the night?
Yeah. And also, like, why are you calling like 20 times? Like,
Correct.
that's a bit obsessive. Which we later see that, like, she inherits that kind of craziness from her mom, when she calls Cal 20
I
times
mean,
after he doesn't answer. I'm just like, you get 2 missed calls. You know, it's like, okay, here's 1 missed call, send a voicemail, send a text, and then leave it be.
yeah. That's what I feel like. I feel like if you, unless you're like seriously worried for someone's safety, you need to calm down.
Yeah. Which I'm like, she was safe. She was fine.
Exactly. Well, and I'm sure they had Find My iPhone turned on, like we're sharing each other's location. So,
Yeah. Or Life 360, you know, all that stuff.
exactly. Okay. So Lucy's like, I got to go to Virginia immediately. And Cal's like, I'm going to go with you, which I'm like, swear. Oh, I love this for her. And she's like, you can't come. And I was like, why are we continuing to dagger Cal's heart? And then that's when he like really opens up and admits that he's falling in love with her, which like is such a sweet, wonderful comment to hear. Like when someone tells you they're falling in love with you or they love you for the first time, but it like makes the situation worse because like she's realizes he's been like a distraction to her and she wouldn't have missed her mom's call if she hadn't been with him. So she tells him that. And I'm like,
Oh my God. Like, Lucy,
if it's
why didn't you just become the villain? Like,
right. I was like, Lucy, no. What are you doing
someone
with this
says they
poor
love
man?
you. And you say, I love you. You don't say you're a distraction. Like,
You can say
fuck.
nothing back. That's like you don't have to respond, but like, and say I love you back if you don't feel that way. But I can tell you 100% what you need to not say is that you're a distraction.
Yeah.
That's
like
what we need to
pouring
not say.
Salt on the wound with a little bit of lemon juice. You're just like,
Yes.
oh, fuck. Oh, no.
No. So she, like in that moment, like starts to break Cal's heart. And he is like, well, at least take my plane. You can get there faster. I'm only a call away. And he takes her to the airport, tells the pilot to look after his girl, and then basically like watches her fly away. And she's like, doesn't even look back at him. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's like, turn around, turn around, turn around. No.
I'm like, I thought we'd get a moment where she like got to the top of the steps and then like turned around and like waved, or you see like tears glistening. Nothing. Not until she apparently, I mean, like on the plane, I think she cries. But I'm like, woman.
I think she knew if she turned around, then she would like go back to him or ask him to come. And she like was trying to be strong. But I'm still just like, that was the wrong move.
That was the wrong move. Sometimes in order to be strong, you have to have someone else with you. So the good news is Lucy's dad is like fine.
Yeah.
He just needs some changes to his heart meds. So that's good to hear. Bad news. Lucy has now let her dad's medical condition completely take over her entire life. Like all I imagined was like her Google Calendar is like all these alerts for like dad needs to take pills, call this therapist. And I'm just like, you are way too young to be dealing with all these responsibilities while also like becoming a pseudo caregiver, not for just your dad, but your mom, who I understand has been traumatized by a lot of things, but needs to step up. And you're also being asked to figure out how to run a store that you don't want.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing that you want to do? Not talking to Cal. Like, she hasn't even talked to him now since she left, and her heart's broken too. So she's like just emotionally devastated. I'm like, this sounds like a miserable life, Lucy. I don't want this for you.
Yeah, you deserve better. Come on. Also, I'm like, what happened to your love of cooking? Like now you're not even like getting to do what your heart wants in terms of your journey in life. It's just so sad.
All I imagined her doing was like Googling like heart-friendly recipes now to make for her dad. And I'm like, oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
if you can't even use butter.
Boo. But Cal might also kind of be in a worse situation now because he like won't get out of bed. Like Jude has to come in and like make him get out of bed. And I'm like, oh my God, he's depressed. Which of course you would be, but it's just sad. And then to top it off, his brother Oliver comes in and he's like, hey, I want to meet up with you at the country club. And Cal's just like, I'm assuming you heard about me and Lucy. So he's like super defensive from the get-go on it. And shockingly, like Ollie's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, Lucy? He's like, my Lucy? And Cal's like, she's mine. You know, like very possessive. Words. Yeah, right? And like he tells him everything about it. He's like, this is how I met her and like I fell in love with her and all this stuff. And like shockingly here, like Ollie has done some growing up and he has matured and he admits, he's like, you know what? I didn't deserve Lucy when I was dating her. He's like, I wasn't there for the right reasons. I totally fucked up. And he's like, I'm actually here to ask you to be the best man in my wedding to Sophia. It's like, ooh. We can get a book on that one? Like, I don't know. I feel like we could maybe get a book on Oliver and Sophia. But I don't know
It'd
if
be
I want it.
interesting.
Yeah. I'm like a little hurt from him too.
And her.
And yeah. So after he does that, he also mentioned something about this month also being the anniversary of the death of Lucy's twin brothers. And Cal's like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh. He's like, well, I mean, she didn't really tell me about it. He's like, Sophia brought it up one day in college, and then like Lucy kind of shared a bit. He's like, honestly, Cal, he's like, Lucy will never ask for help because she doesn't know how to. So he's like, so you need to go to her right now and show her that like she doesn't have to do this all by herself. And of course, like Cal's like devastated to hear this news about her brothers, and like now it kind of like starts to click for him, I think, like why her family is so important to her. And it's just really sweet that you get this like kind of brotherly moment between the two of them as well, where like they've bonded and matured and like kind of hug in a way. And there's like awkward man
Like
hug.
awkwardly
Like,
patting, yeah.
okay, bye-bye. You know, like tap, tap, out. But it's sweet. You're like, okay, good for you guys mending your relationship. And, you know, also good for you, Oliver, for telling your brother to get his shit together. Just go to her. Like, yes, he needed that.
Yes, he did. So meanwhile, Lucy is FaceTiming with Charlotte and then Jude, who like, because they're always together at this point. And he shares how much, like he steals the phone. He shares like, Cal misses you. He's lost without you. Like he won't get out of bed. He'd answer the phone if you call. And then Lucy's like, well, I love him, right? And she gets the courage from them to call Cal. And then, I mean, I can't say I didn't do this when I was much, much younger before my husband and I were married. But she calls him. It goes to voicemail. So she like leaves the voicemail and she's like, well, he always has his phone with him. He didn't pick up. Clearly I've lost him. And I would not have jumped to, I mean, maybe I would have if I was like if I was like a teenager or like in my early 20s.
Yeah.
But like, I probably wouldn't have jumped to that conclusion after like one missed call. But then like 22 missed calls in 2 hours paint like a slightly different picture of both how he feels about you and how crazy you might be right now.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, girl, you're going a little cray-cray.
A little cray-cray.
Let's
see this.
Oof.
This is the nice thing because I grew up, like my teenage years and even kind of like my college years were spent. Cell phones were not really a thing. Most people didn't have them. And then social media wasn't a thing. And then the other, we had like instant, like AIM. But
what's your away message?
What's your away message, right? Which is definitely going to tell you everything about my emotional state. But most importantly, caller ID cost extra. So most people didn't have caller ID, or you could do this special thing on the phone where you could block your number. So you could call someone 22 times and they wouldn't know.
Wasn't it like star 67 or something?
Yeah. Something like that. And I was just like, so I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry to kids today or to young adults today because it was much better in the 90s and early 2000s because we didn't have to worry about this shit.
Yeah.
You could obsessively call someone and they wouldn't know. Not saying that I've ever done that. But
no,
if I
I've never
did,
done that. I've never ever called someone more than a couple times.
Once. No. So then Lucy's like distraught, right? Like she's done all these calls. She's not in a good like mental health state of mind, rightfully so. She gets to her home, like she notices the lights are on. She's like, that's weird. My parents are still up. And then she finds Cal in there just like cooking dinner for them. And I'm just like, what the fuck is that? Like, if I'm her, I'm like, what is that? Like, what is happening? But like, she like runs and jumps in his arms. Like, it's really sweet, right?
Mm-hmm. You know, it's cute. Also, he cooked the dish that she first taught him, the chicken parm.
Which is like,
you're like,
I know.
So sweet.
I just love all of like just the little touches. He's so good with the little touches. Mm-hmm. And I love that he like already introduced himself to her parents as like, well, I'm Lucy's boyfriend. Oh, she hasn't mentioned me.
Here's videos of us together.
Correct. And he shows them those videos, right? Which like amaze her parents.
Well, that nowadays you could be like, is that AI though?
I hate AI. I hate all things AI.
So Yeah.
So much.
So bad.
But like her parents are like amazed. Like she has this boyfriend, like she's is so talented about being a chef. And I'm like, has she never cooked for you? Like how have you guys missed this? And then that's when her parents like start to apologize for asking so much out of her. They discuss making some changes moving forward because they can see the joy she has for cooking. So like very quickly, like she learns the new plan is for Alec to take over the store. Lucy goes and follows her dreams. All problems are magically solved. And I'm like,
we figured this out like 20 chapters ago. Like, why did it take you so long to do this, guys? Come on. Get your shit together.
But I also want to like kudos to her parents because I do feel like that generation, and you and I've talked about this, is really good at gaslighting, is really good at manipulation and like making and dropping like the guilt bombs on their children, even as adults. So I love that they recognize like, hey, we probably guilted you into doing something you don't want to do. We're sorry. Let's make some changes. So kudos to them for that. Yeah. Other people could take notes, just saying.
Yes, exactly. It's like apologizing for when you know you did something wrong is a big step.
Yes.
And just because you're older doesn't mean you are always mature about those things.
Or right.
Or correct. Exactly. But fast forward to the Pembroke annual black tie event. Huzzah. And now literally Cal and Lucy have just been living together for like one day so far. But Cal is already talking about marriage. Because again, he's had like endgame insight from like the second they first like kissed, you know, he was like, I'm marrying her. And she's like, let's like wait, like live together for like a year and then we'll talk about it. And he's like, let's see what happens at the end of the summer. And it's like, oh my God, dude. So then in the epilogue, Lucy and Cal are engaged. They've been engaged for a while. And they're about to get married in Lake Como, Italy. Amazing. With like all of their family and friends, parents, and everybody is present. Honestly, Enzo, that chef, is probably like catering it. Who knows? And she's in the process of writing her own cookbook and shooting photographs for it while she's in Italy. And there's a nice little bonus chapter from their honeymoon where they find out they're pregnant. They're overjoyed by the news. You're just like so happy for all of them. Like everything works out. And you're like, this is a great book. I loved it.
Great book. I loved it too. It was so good. That's why I was like, immediately add all of her books to my TBR.
Yes, yes.
I feel like that's what always happens when I find a new author that I'm like, and I must read everything about you, everything that you've written now.
Yeah, yeah. Gotta know.
Okay, hot and steamy. This feels like 4 peppers?
I'd say 3.5.
3.5? Okay. Because we get like 1, 2.
Like the 5 chapters in a row was great, but I don't know.
There's 7 separate scenes.
Okay. Because like in our other books that we've done that they were 4 pepper, it was like
they were like
a
8.
lot more.
Yeah. Some were like they were either 8 chapters or like 10 chapters. I think a 4.5 was like 10. So that's why I'm like I'm stuck between like I don't want to give like a 3/4, but I'm like it feels more than a 3.5 where you get like,
okay.
But it's definitely not a 4.5.
It's not a 4. So you know what? Okay, I'd say a solid 4. A solid 4 is good.
Solid
That's
4.
Fair. Yeah.
Because there's and like I said, I really thought this was gonna be like a 3. I think I even texted you like I think this is gonna be like a 3 pepper book, and then I was like, nope, I was wrong. So wrong. So wrong.
It's a 4 with some whipped cream on top.
I do love that.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on who you are, you might say that's a sex scene.
That's true. I mean, you could.
Okay.
They should have incorporated some whipped cream. Now I'm just disappointed.
Like in like one of the kitchen scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like he's like flashing back and he's like, oh, remember when you made that whipped cream? You drove me crazy. And she's like, oh, this whipped cream? Could have been a great scene.
Well, it's now playing in my mind as I am thinking about it. See?
Perfect.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, so chapter 27 is probably like the tamest of the tame scenes, right? Because he is basically like touching her outside of her clothing.
Which we're like, okay, this is a little bit middle school, high school, but
it's also I don't hate it. And I think what I liked about it was this is when you start to see, because he's like very prim and proper, like in a lot of his language. And then you start to see like he has a dirty mouth. And you know we love men with a dirty mouth.
He's a dirty boy.
He's a dirty boy. And I was just like, oh, damn. Because he's like, there's like one point where he's like touching her like through her clothes. And he's like, oh, you're very eager for me with how wet you are. You're soaked through your panties, baby. And I'm just like, if this is what you're eager for my touch, if this is how you're talking in a pretty tame situation, I cannot wait to read what you're going to say later.
Yes. The only thing that throughout the book kind of like, I wouldn't say give me the ick, but like turned me off a tiny bit was like, he was so fast to call her baby.
Oh.
Like for me, I'm just like, I don't like to be called baby. So like when I'm reading somebody just calling somebody baby like really fast, I'm just like, it feels disingenuous to me. I'm just like, but like when he puts like Lucy baby, I'm like, okay, like that's sweet. That's like with her name or like babe. And I'm just like, but like baby right away, I was just like,
Are you not like a generic nickname? Like you like more like personal, like cute, like nicknames that are specific to you?
Sometimes. I mean, I'm good with babe, but I don't know, baby, I'm just like, it's not my thing. So and that's, I think that's just me personally. But like if anybody else is not like a big fan of like baby.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever thought about it. I don't like being called baby or babe.
Sorry. But
anyway. Like I don't mind reading about it in books.
Oh yeah, see, okay, it's very good. You're fine. It's all good. So then we have chapter 28, where Cal continues to finger Lucy outside of her clothing while kissing her. So we're moving forward, moving up, and literally, oh boy. So there's this part where there's broken glass on his feet and wine is splattered on the floor because they just like knocked it over. And it doesn't matter. They're like, oh, whatever, I'll clean up later. And he's like, right now, I'm more worried about eating her pussy so well. And there's a complete mess between her legs. And you're like, oh, fuck. I bite my lip as an intense sound of arousal comes from deep in my chest. I'm so fucking ready to have a taste of her, to feel her come against my tongue. I adjust my aching cock at the thought. My time enjoying just the sight of her is over. I take a step closer, placing my palms on her inner thighs. Time for you to spread those legs open nice and wide for me, baby. I'm ready to finally get a taste of your pussy. I'm like, oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Oh, damn. And it continues, right? So in chapter 29 is like when we actually see him go down on her or read about it.
Read about it, yeah.
And he's like, fuck, you're the best thing I've ever tasted. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Better than her cooking? No, I'm just kidding.
Great question. Well, because it's interesting because like I think, right, she mentions how like before like he starts, she makes a comment about how like she normally doesn't have an orgasm and like not to worry about it if she doesn't.
And he's so like, challenge accepted.
Like, yeah, I got you. I got you, babe. Baby.
Baby. Baby, 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 baby. Ooh. And I'm like, no. No. But this I will take.
This I will take. Because like he starts using his fingers and his tongue, and then she's just like, we get to this point where she's like, it's like a spring that has been pulled tight, just waiting to be freed. I'm so close. The buildup is intense as he continues to finger me, eat me out at the same time. And I really, after reading this, would wonder if she ever actually had an orgasm before, because I don't think she did.
Yeah.
Because I think this is like the first time where she really like starts to realize like, holy shit. And like
she says like, yeah.
Like how I think I'm going to come. And then one of my favorite parts is he's like, yeah, you are. You're so fucking close. I can taste it. Come for me. All over my tongue for me, Lucy baby. And I was like, oh my God. Like, he's got a dirty mouth, and I really like it.
It's pretty good.
It's always the ones that you don't expect to have the dirtiest mouths.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I expected Cassian and Akatar to have a very dirty mouth.
Yes.
Right?
You know, I anticipate if there is a book about Jude and Charlotte, Jude definitely has a dirty mouth.
I agreed. I did not expect Cal to have a dirty mouth.
No, I did not see that.
And I was pleasantly surprised.
Very, 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 Very happy about that. So then chapter 35, Cal goes down on Lucy again, which I'm like, this is so great. Like this whole book, like if your thing is literally like women's pleasure, I mean, obviously all these books are women's pleasure, but you know what I mean? Like she gets it first. It's like top notch.
Should be a rule.
It should really. Yeah, I know. Cal's grip on me tightens. He slides one hand to my ass and squeezes. Love the little ass grab. And the movement presses me to his mouth as his tongue expertly works against my clit. He then pins me against the wall, ensuring there's no chance of me being unsteady again. His finger speeds up inside me. You taste so fucking good, baby. I missed it. She's like, and then she says, you could have tasted me again a while ago, and you were the one stopping it from happening. And the low growl comes from his throat. He says, I know, baby, I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? And you're just like, oh, damn. And she says, maybe, only if you forgive me for ruining your shirt. And then he says, ruin anything you want of mine, Lucy Ray. If it ends with you moaning my name and my face between your thighs, you can destroy every material item I own.
Like,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. He ain't mad about that shirt.
No, he's not. He is not mad about that shirt. So chapter 36, Cal has Lucy touch herself while he watches. So this is like the same continuation of that scene. That's why I think you mentioned earlier, it feels like very realistic, because I do think it does mimic more of what happens in real life than necessarily sometimes what you see in a book.
And so like, real sex is more than like a 1 minute read.
Correct.
Hopefully.
Well,
hopefully.
It should be.
It should be. Like, you're hopefully like getting at it for like, you know, at least 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes, depending. You know, if you roll it out like this, and it's like, yeah, that's great. That's what you want. You want to be fully satisfied.
If you were getting a couple of minutes, perhaps you should read some books, give some books to your partner. Just throwing it out there. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
so good.
It's so good. Like, I'm like, I don't know where to start because it's also good. So it's in his, like, this chapter is in his POV, and he says, like, in his inner monologue, right? Like, I almost come undone just at the way she moans when she slides not one, but two fingers inside herself. Fuck, baby, I managed to get out. My hand pumping even faster on my cock. I can't fucking wait to be inside you. And then because, like, we have this amazing banter, then she's like, come do it. Like,
yeah.
What are you waiting for? And he's like, and I thought I was the impatient one. You're the one who scolded me just last week about it. You can't I can't even read this without laughing because I laughed out loud so hard. She was like, you can't rush.
You can't rush focaccia.
Like, you can't. It takes time, damn it.
It does.
It does. And then he says, me savoring every fucking moment of making you mine takes time. And I'm like, yes, please. But I love that, like, in this midst of, like, getting ready to have sex for the first time together, she's thinking about him giving her shit about rushing bread.
Literally, she's like, her fingers are stilling inside her, and she goes, you can't rush focaccia.
Like, what's wrong with you?
I'm never gonna look at focaccia the same. My husband makes great focaccia, and it does take time. It takes at least 4 hours. You have to let it proof for 2. Like, I mean, yeah, it takes time. But you know what else takes time? Is a good fucking. And that's why there's 5 chapters of it, because it takes time. So then chapter 37, Cal and Lucy have sex. And it's from her point of view. And she says more as she like is running her hands up and down his back. And he says, careful what you ask for. I'm trying to be gentle and give you time to adjust, baby. And she says, Cal, I need more, faster. Please fuck me. Oh my God, yes. And Cal groans with my nipple still in his mouth, the sound vibrating against my skin. He releases my nipple with a pop before bringing his forehead to mine. You sure that's what you want? Yes. I will beg him to fuck me faster and harder if that's what it takes. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we have chapter 38, which is the same continuation of the same sex scene, but in her, or like
his point of view.
His point of view, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just like, this is so good. laugh at how needy she is. It's so fucking hot how desperate she is for this. I love it because I know I'm even more desperate for her. And then he's like, fuck, you're so goddamn perfect as we thrust between each word. And I'm just like, right? And then she says, I'm going to come. And he responds, good, I need you to come all over my cock, baby. And I was just like,
And then we get more. Chapter 39, a continuation of the sex scene now with Lucy flipping over and riding Cal. And he says, keep taking what you want from me. It's so fucking sexy watching you do exactly what you need to come again. He pinches my nipple. It stings, but the pain only fuels my pleasure. I'm close again. I am too, he growls. I can feel you tightening around me. His words come out strained, but they're all it takes for the orgasm to rip throughout my entire body. I moan, or maybe it's more like a scream, as the sensation begins at my clit and radiates through my entire body. It's so intense I can't move. My hips still, and my body falls against Cal. Whoa.
all I thought of, because this like scene happens like kind of during the middle of the day, was like, does he employ anyone else? Like, is this all happening? Is everyone else hearing this in the house? Is like Jude walking in going like, oh,
Just walks
oh damn.
He's like, oh,
where's lunch?
It's right there.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, is anybody else in this massive house? Like, is the door closed?
I hope so. I mean, you still might be hearing it, but
still might be.
So then we have chapter 42 where Lucy goes down on Cal in the kitchen. So like up until this point, like she has tried to do that and he is kind of like he's kind of politely told her no and been like more focused on her. But it's in his POV and he says, before I can protest, she drops to her knees, her fingers quickly working at the button of my pants. Lucy. She's like, you're not going to stop me this time. And he's like, but baby. And then she wraps her hands around him. She's like, I've wanted to do this for days now and you haven't let me. You're always distracting me by making me feel good. Now I want to make you feel good, babe. And he's like, I know there's no way I can deny her when she licks her lips and pushes her hair off her shoulders and out of the way. And he's like, fuck, baby. I don't think I've ever been so turned on in my life.
Damn.
And she's like, it's about to get even better.
And I'm like, banter.
The banter is so good because I love it. Like even in this moment, that's like obviously like clearly very sexual. Like that the same banter that they have back and forth continues. Like they're the same people no matter what's happening. Which it was really enjoyable to read. Minus he has a dirty mouth during sex. Like that we don't see that the rest of the time.
I think there was even one part in here where she was like, I'm so shocked by like his length and his girth. And she's like, I can't even make my fingertips touch. And I'm just like.
Also, how does that work?
I literally did this when I was reading. I was like, they can't touch. So I'm like, okay, so this is touching. So I'm like, well, I have small hands, so I don't know.
But also when she says like your fingertips, like does she mean like your thumb and your pointer finger? Or are we talking about like
whole fist? Your
whole fist. Because like, oh my God.
I know. I'm like, is it like a water bottle like this? Like,
and then how does that work?
That doesn't fit.
No. Or it shouldn't.
I think that's called fisting. When you do this. Like.
I know.
I hope you have lube.
A lot. And you sit in an Epsom salt bath after.
Ow. Don't get a UTI. Shit.
Right?
God damn. But again, I was like, maybe it's, I don't know. I need a little bit more description here. I need to know what's going on. Like, how big are we talking here? Annie's a billionaire?
Like,
you proposed to him.
Right? Why haven't we got on this sooner?
Right? Yeah. Okay, and then we have chapter 46 where Cal and Lucy have sex. Yay. And she says, babe, I'm close. She pants, her lips finding my neck as she presses kisses along my skin. I almost come undone just because of the pet name. She says it with a moan, driving me absolutely fucking crazy. My thrusts get even deeper and faster. I know she's taking me to her limit. But her moans and pants tell me that's just how she likes it. Come for me, Lucy pleads, her voice high. Her nails dig into the back of my neck as she holds my face close to hers. The begging tone of her voice just about sends me over the edge. You first, I demand. Come for me, baby, and then I'll fill you with my cum. Dirty! Dirty boy! Dirty. Cal, she screams, her pussy holding me tight as her orgasm takes over. The feeling of her coming around me is all it takes, and my own orgasm rips through me.
Damn, right? And then we get chapter 53, which is probably, I would say, a little bit more tame, right? They're in Lucy's childhood home. And I feel like they're adults. They're adults. But he's like, I think we should keep the door open. Like, I just met your dad.
I'm like, I don't want to, I respect the rules.
And she was like, no.
Yeah, she's like, no, fuck that.
Fuck no. And it's like neither one of us says a word as we continue to pull off each other's clothes until we're left with nothing between us. We get lost in each other and the feeling of being together once again. And I was like, I hope you were quiet. Or that is going to be an awkward breakfast tomorrow. For you and your dad, Lucy.
Yeah. She won't be able to make sausage and like eat it. She'll be like,
You had a busy night last night. Well, it's always so funny to me because I feel like as you get older, right? And it's like your parents want to act like, like we're both married, right? Like that we don't have sex. Yeah. And I'm just like, but then you want grandchildren. How do you think that happens?
Yes, exactly.
We adopted, but like for you, like things have to happen in order for grandchildren to be born.
Yes, it's like, I'm sorry, I have had sex at least 3 times because I have 3 children. At least 3 times. But yeah, no. It's honestly, it's also, I cannot have sex in my parents' house. It's just something comes back to me from like teenage years where like there's like the shame and the like, like don't you dare. And I'm just like, I can't do it. It's too strong. Anywhere else? Yes. My best friend's bathroom? All the time. I'm like, honey, I'm feeling horny. Like, let's go. The kids are busy with their friends. Like, we got 5 minutes in the bathroom. Let's go. My parents' house? No. Not gonna happen.
At least your husband knows that.
Yeah, he knows. He'll still try. He'll be like, so? And I'm like, nope. They are watching me. I don't know how, but it's not happening. I'll get grounded.
They'll take away my car keys.
They'll take away my car keys. They'll take away my door. Like,
you know what though? Maybe if you get grounded as a mom, what happens?
Oh, please tell me I get sent to a room with nobody and I can't have my phone and people just leave me alone.
That's what I'm just thinking. I was like, because that sounds like a vacation.
I would love to be grounded in that sense. Yes.
Right? If anyone knows what happens, how you can get grounded as a mom and what happens, let us know.
Yeah, let me know, please.
Now, if you enjoyed this book, we think you'll also love the Black Ties and White Lies series by Kat Singleton, another kind of billionaire romance series. She's also coming out with Bad for Business, which is the second book in the Pembroke Country Club series that comes out, like I said, in September. Cannot wait to read that.
Yeah. Adding that to my Kindle so fast.
So quickly. And then The Faking It by Olivia Hale is another billionaire romance. And The Paradise Problem, which we've covered on the show by Christina Lauren, also kind of takes you into the world of the ultra wealthy, even though like Wes, the MMC, isn't technically a billionaire. You still kind of get those similar vibes. And then if you love the spice in this book, then you have to check out 7-Year Itch by Amy Dawes. It is the opposite of a billionaire romance. So I'm just throwing it out there. It features a mountain man. But like the spice in that book is off the charts. Off the charts. Same goes for Happily Never After by Paisley Nash. Incredible spice with a bad boy quasi-cowboy.
And then join us next week when we dive into the world of romantasy and discuss Crescent Kingdom and Eclipse Empire by Tessa Hale. Happy reading, everybody.
Happy reading. Thanks for listening to Late Night Reads. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Late Night Reads Podcast. And check out latenightreads.com for even more information about all the books we're reading. If you loved today's episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And share the show with your fellow book lovers.